So I've decided I need to make a video now. Actually, I might make sure everything's on silent, come to think of it. Thankfully, the last person I spoke to has really helped get me out of the bad fucking mood I was in. Wasn't in a bad mood when I got up. I woke up at 8:22. It is the 31st of May, 2022. It was freezing cold in my house, and I have the best cuddle buddy ever, so I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And I rolled over. So I'm not waking up Rachel at the moment because her poor daughter has COVID and looks like she does too. So obviously she's in ISO. Therefore, effectively meaning I've just gone back to what I do, which is sleeping in. And I woke up a few times because I didn't set an alarm last night, because if you saw my very last written blog, you'd see that I went to bed at 8:31. I remember because I literally took a picture of my screen phone saver and then just circled in on the time and the date. Anyway, so far today's been good, except for a couple of conversations I've had, and it's just like, oh, it's really confusing, because I feel like the more I learn and the more I grow, the better I'm becoming, and yet the fucking irritated, pissed off, knows I'm going to do or say the wrong thing is still very much there. Though on saying that, I think the fact that I'm very aware of it is a good thing, because I spoke to my pharmacist today, and I have had to put, I have to get all my scripts filled and blah, 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 right? And I was filling my pill box today while I watched the last two videos back from last night, which, by the way, the one where I'm having the full-blown panic attack and I'm just like, no, I can shut everything down. That's definitely not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Predominantly above every single fucking thing else on this universe, planet, whatever my thoughts, beliefs, human, high dimensional, whatever it is, I am a fucking storyteller. And I tell my stories the way that I do because this is the way I need to. And I think it's fair to say sometimes they're not always going to be happy stories. We already know this. We're at day 153, yeah? But if you haven't worked out by now that I'm doing all of this to try to become the best person I can so that I don't leave my house when I'm in these fucking stages of just so much anger. Now, I don't know what it feels like to be normal. I don't think truthfully anyone knows what it's to be normal, because normal is arbitrary all on its own. But it's like, I'm not neurotypical, obviously. And I don't know how other people's levels of shit affect them. When I get pissed off, I get really pissed off. Really fast, really higher than I'd like to, right? Especially when it's something that I just think is so fucked up. So I'm going to explain what it is I'm talking about. Now, like I said, it was 8:22. I rolled over and hugged Boss. I checked my phone sort of a bit because there was alarms going off, and I was like, why is there an alarm going off at 10? I was like, I was meant to meet my friend at 11 and I've already cancelled that. I did that yesterday. And then I realised the alarm going off at 10 was to go to the chemist and get my meds, because I absolutely had no fucking idea. I'd completely ran out of my morning antidepressants. I actually don't know when I ran out of them, because it kind of hit me yesterday that I was like, there are boxes in my car that have been there for a week since the last time I did the pill box, because I knew I needed to replace them. I just didn't realise until I think it was yesterday that I believe I may have missed a couple of days of something. So that could actually explain why I'm getting angry faster. Anyway, see, this is why I do this. I work it out as I go, and by sharing, who knows? Like, I've learned some insane stuff that's totally registered with me in the most bizarre fucking ways. Like, the universe speaks to us in mysterious ways, right? Just like it happens through us. You know, my friends, the universe, everyone's talking to me in so many different ways. Come on, buddy. Anyway, Grant called me so I remember looking at it and it was like 10:06, and I remember still just being like, because I know I have this online training to do. And I'm just like, I don't want to. And something I don't want to is, it's super weird because I actually love every single fucking thing I do, but like, that doesn't detract from how much pain I live in, how much tension I live in, how fucking like, the only time I'm truly present with someone, or present, is when I'm with someone. I mean, we all know from going through COVID just how much mental illness has spiked because of the isolation. I happen to like myself most of the time, which is helpful. I imagine it would be even harder for someone who doesn't like to be by themselves, and I have met plenty of people throughout my life who just cannot stand being alone. And I imagine it has something to do with what they can hear in their head. But yeah, so Grant called. We had a nice video chat for like 40 odd minutes. He helped me see something that I really needed to see, especially since I watched yesterday's video back with the whole, oh, I'm not doing anything right, I'm making everything worse, I'm going to shut all this shit down, blah, blah, blah. That's all the fear within me just coming up like word vomit, and it's not fun, where I, honest to God, feel like I can feel my heart beating so fast, like it's gonna pop out of my fucking chest, man. Like, people don't experience these emotions, feelings by choice. I think that's a given. We don't help ourselves as humans, but that's not for now. When it comes down to it, I don't think anybody wants to be in a state where they are literally in such full-blown flight or fight panic that their heart wants to jump out at them. But I was talking to Grant today, and I was telling him about what my weed friend said. And I don't know if I've shared this yet, because I've had it recently brought to my attention that another reason why I am not ready to disclose is, and I think I'm actually finally starting to hear it and feel it, because I'm a sharer, I'm a storyteller, I tell everyone everything, and I like that about me. I don't want secrets. I don't understand how anyone can be in a relationship with anyone or whatever it might be without knowing certain stuff about them, but that's me, I guess. And I've been like this for as long as I can remember, because I just always never wanted anything to come back and bite me on the ass, so to speak, you know, so I share, evidently. Where am I going with this? Right, I had it brought to my attention recently that I was able to tell a story that involved work, then a sex swing, spread angle picture that I was going to cover and then post, and then go back to work. Now, I vaguely remember saying this stuff. I obviously haven't seen the video that I'm aware of, because I'd completely forgotten I'd said this until I had it reminded to me. Which obviously my first initial reaction was, oh my God, thank you for reminding me. I still want to post the picture. But again, it's like, I'm in an outfit, like I'm in a, you know, and it wasn't like I was going to actually show you anything. And the reason I'm saying this is because my weed friend was like, obviously he knows about the house situation and what's going on and blah, 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 because he's the one that gave me the plant. which I need to fucking water. I didn't realise until I was speaking to Grant this morning that there's a really good chance I think I forgot yesterday. So not good, not off to a great start. Gonna have to write myself a big fucking note, stick it somewhere. But yeah, he asked me if I'd ever considered doing. No, first of all, because I said I'm doing daily videos, I said, you know, I'm on today 152 or today's 153 or whatever. And he was like, do you have a large following? And I was like, I said, I've got like about 100 and I think currently the last time I checked it's like 145 maybe subscribers. And I've got 100 and something on my website. So not what I would say huge, no, but I mean, I get a decent amount of views. Anyway, he was like, have you ever thought about doing something like OnlyFans? And I was like, yeah, of course I have. That's the kind of person I am, but I'm not going to do that. And then I said to him, technically, if I wanted to do paid prescription stuff in an adults only setting, I could do it on my own website. I'm already paying for that. Like, that's a part of what I pay for. But again, I'm not going to do that. Though he did make a very, very valid point, which I think he was right, and I already knew but needed to hear. Excuse me. Seriously. But he was like, don't ever put up pictures for free when you can get paid for them. I was like, these are good points. Now, it's not a secret. I've announced to all of you that I once had sex with a porn star to apply to be in porn just because I'm a cocky bitch when it comes to sex. Ironic, considering I'm celibate. But, different story. But yeah, of course I've thought about stuff like that. But I was talking to Grant about it this morning. And he was like, because I said to him, I'm still at school. Now, I'm at school for many reasons. As I've said, again, the biggest reasons I'm studying what I'm studying is to understand. Understand me, understand you, understand the planet, because I feel like I have so many questions when it comes to the world and the society we live in that I'm not getting any kind of answers that make any sense for me. I am not superficial. I couldn't care less about, you know, it's like everything is the same. It's like, oh, we're going to keep having kids and then teaching them that you must grow up and find your other half and, you know, get married and have kids and do this and do that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, no, that hurts my head. I can't believe we're still where we're at. And I'm at school because it's not the outcome of going to be a full-time psychologist or being a full-time researcher or doing all of that, because quite frankly, I literally can't do that. I can't. One day, one actual full day of me doing stuff results in the following day being fucking like feeling like I'm dead, feeling like I can't move, pain radiating out of me, that it's really not relevant whether anybody else can see it, because I'm living with it. And I've been living with it for a very, very long time. I have gotten to a point where most of the time you won't be able to tell. Sometimes you will. If you're in my presence, it's been a long day, it gets to the point where I can't roll joints anymore, guys, because my hands are so fucked. Like, the only way I'm going to be able to have a joint is if I go buy pre-rolled papers, which I must admit I haven't thought about in a while, but I'm still trying to cut all tobacco out. I'm on day 3 of no smoking, I think. I started the days again, obviously. I'm on day 2, apparently. No, I'm not done. Sunday was whenever I started it. I don't know. Yeah, I think. Whatever day I got the weed plant is when I ran out. Which must have been Saturday. Yeah, it was. Because I remember thinking I really wanted it to last until the end of the weekend. But then when it ran out on Saturday afternoon, I was like, that's probably a good thing. So I have all of Sunday to get used to not having it before I drive to work on Monday, which, as we know, didn't happen. Now, it's now 12:48 in the afternoon. I still haven't started this training. Thankfully, I was talking to someone from work, and he reminded me, because I forget, literally, I have never done it before. That's how much I forget. But I always forget you can make the videos go faster, right? But the fact that he didn't realise you had to do it all, and that was only half done, and then he tried to go in, and it wasn't, it was being marked, and my boss hasn't started. There's just all this stuff going on, you know, lots of questions being asked in the group chat about these videos that need to be made, and like, you've all watched me panic, freak myself out. Oh, first of all, Divine Time is always a play, everything's exactly as it needs to be. Hours later, oh my god, I'm so fucking behind. Seriously. This is all real, really true. This is what's happening. This is who I am as a person, and I'm not going to allow a single fucking person to make me feel ashamed for how I make my stories. Yeah? Professional Liv and this Liv, still the same fucking Liv, man. It's just, like I've already said to my boss, please tell me that sex stuff is a taboo we're going to get to start breaking. I was like, because I can't wait to start talking about that stuff. You know, break down some of these fucking taboo thoughts about it. It's not like they don't know, or like, it's not like I'm doing, like, how do I put this? I'm just me. I'm me to you, to here, to with people I work with. I'm just me. The only thing is I haven't fully disclosed it. They're all aware that I make videos. They're all aware that I write. They're all aware that I'm into some, you know, I had to get a professional headshot sent off, and I was just like, you're telling me this now when you want it ASAP, and I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck to go. So they asked me about my uni one, and I was like, yeah, I was kind of hoping that might be an option, but I'm blonde in my uni one for starters, and it's the actual picture from the TV show I was on, so it's like full professional. So I got to send those off. I got to write a quote, and as I think I've said recently, I've got a quote that I've had written for years, even as the ex has read it, yeah? Which I believe should be somewhere easy to find in my meditation room. Fingers fucking crossed, because like I said, consciously when I have to deal with shit, it just makes my brain fuck off. But yeah, so Grant helped me a lot today, because we were talking about this, like, paid per, you know, paid subscription, adults only thing, and I was like, as fun as I think it would be, and as good and as much money as I think I would make, because without sounding biased, I just fairly certain I would actually make a lot of money, basically because of the kind of person I am. I mean, it's very evident that I'm into some, you know, not everybody has stuff like this. I would have my whole house full with stuff like this if I could, guys. Anyway, we were talking about this website and these stories. And Grant was like, if you're up on a stage and you're telling a story, or you're in a professional setting, and then someone recognizes you and goes, oh my God, I recognize her from adults only, that's going to fuck up the rest of my life. Whereas I said to him, I was like, what happens when I eventually have to disclose this one? And he goes, this one's totally different. He goes, you are you. You are real. You are honest, and you're open, and you share. But it's not like I'm trying to make money out of any of this, guys. You know, like, I can have donations fucking things on my websites and here, and I've got ABNs. I've got all of that now. Like, I can do all of that. I have not done that, you know? This isn't about that to me. This is just something I believe I'm meant to do. And it's not even about my belief that I'm meant to do. I literally need to. Now that I've started, I'm never going to stop. Because I did realise something watching myself back yesterday, and I realised it obviously in between the Falling Apart video and the next one, because I've obviously watched them both, that the actual worst that can happen, besides the dark, scary shit, is that, I don't know, what's the worst that can happen? Heaven forbid it all falls apart, like I said, and I do shut everything down and just move to the wilderness and have me and my dog and my weed. That doesn't sound like a bad life, really. Yeah? And as I continually keep saying, I'm the one putting myself in this. Like, this training's going to take all fucking afternoon, because it already says it's a 3.5 hour thing, and we're all aware of how long shit takes for me to get there, a lot longer. So I'm feeling good in the sense of, like, Quran is like, no, it's, you know, like, yes. He goes, even the one in the bath, he's like, you know, you're still just being you. He's like, it's not like you stood up, it's not like you did this, and then there's one nipple slip in my entire thing, and it was a genuine to God fucking accident, and not an accident I could care less about fixing, because it's funny to me. I am becoming very aware that I have a sense of humour that might not be really funny to the next person, and I understand that, but we're all freaking different, right? But anyway, I have found the headshots from the TB interview and sent them to my boss. He loves the t-shirt I'm in, which is, I'll put it up on my website. It says Believe, and I had the t-shirt made to believe, because it's the actual word believe is in blue, but the word I is in white, because subliminally it's meant to be I believe. You know, I'm all about subliminal messages if they're good and uplifting and helping people vibe higher, because again, everything in my world, in my life, in this universe, as far as I'm concerned, comes down to where the fucking planet is vibrating, and it's so low right now. We have to help do something to fix it, or I'm just going to keep saying what I've always been saying, that we might as well be taken out like the dinosaurs were. And I don't think any of us really want that, but if we want to live harmonious lives, like, so much has to change. I'm just one little fucking person, you know? And again, like I said yesterday, and it's fucking with me. Like, I want to write proper papers. I always feel like I'd never have enough time in a day. This time thing, it does something to me. I'm better off when I get up like I did yesterday. I still managed to go to bed at a decent time and get up, like I said, I went to bed at 8:30 last night, so technically it makes sense that I woke up at 8:22. But anyway, I guess, really, come to think of it, this is now literally just coming into my mind. 6 years ago, well, let's say 6.5 to 7 years ago, I could not leave my couch. I looked like a stick. I was skin and bones. I barely ate. I showered when someone literally threw me in there, or when I knew I was definitely seeing Mr. X. Like, I remember the actual thought in my head once being, I am literally at the same level as an insect. Like an insect, like an ant that most people would stand on, you know? So I think, given the fact that I've had to go all the way back to the beginning and teach myself literally everything all over again, which was always fun, I'm actually doing a lot better than I ever give myself credit for. So I think I'm going to have to start writing that, because I'm always, I guess it's the way I was raised, conditioning, society, I don't fucking know. I think most of us do it. Focus on the bad shit way more than we focus on the good. And at least I'm in a better mood now, because I called my chemist, and I was going through the list, and, like, I've been loyal to these guys for over 5 years. I genuinely thought they cared, yeah? And yet I've always found it really odd, because in my head I'm like, if anything was to actually happen to me, at least someone, say the pharmacist, who knows exactly what meds I need to be on and when, would check in on me or call if I didn't show for however long. But that's not even that. I had to get meds whenever it was, and I paid for them all, and they needed to order them in. They ordered them in, and then that's the day everything started falling apart, so I didn't go get them. Now, they've been sitting there for fucking over a week or two, and so this morning I said, I really need you to double check that. I said, because I have paid for it and I absolutely haven't picked it up. And then I said something like, I'm actually quite surprised that you haven't called me because it's paid for and I need it. And this fucking dude was like, we're not going to be encouraging you to keep taking more drugs. And I'm like, excuse me? I was like, I think I was shocked to begin with. I was just like, it's my medication. It's prescribed to me. And not even all of that. It's paid for. So I thought you'd cool. And then he just was so fucking rude. And I was like, he was like, there's no reason to be offended. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know what? No, I actually am offended. I'm quite offended. Who the fuck are you to judge me? Yeah? But I was going to go and pick them up later because I'm actually genuinely to God out, as I've said, and I need to take them, and I don't know if I had them in the last couple of days because I just don't fucking remember. But I also think if I go there today and I get any kind of fucking shit, I will do what I don't want to, which is say something and then get all my scripts back and tell them to go fuck themselves. Now, I don't want to do that, mostly because they are literally around the corner from me. Now, there's another pharmacy that's not that further away, but I don't want to be that angry person, yeah? And thinking about that phone call makes me fucking mad. Thankfully, I was able to call the people about the urology appointment that never happened, and I've got it in writing in an email saying the tax invoice was cancelled, so that's good. I called the Mikey people again, and I'm like, I've been through all of this. Like, the old one's stuck on my old phone. It's got credit. It needs to go into the new one. Like, what is going on? But it turns out it's been done, but it's pending. So the new, like the credit from the old one won't actually click over to this one until I use public transport. So I didn't know that. So more time spent wasted on the phone. So I've taken some Valium and I vaped some weed. It's daytime weed. I'm prescribed to vape daytime weed, 1 gram a day. So I vape weed, not a lot. I'm going to vape more. I'm not going out. I have porridge, and I've discovered that porridge with brown sugar, even without any, like, obviously I don't drink dairy milk, but, I usually have, like, soy or oat or almond or whatever. I've got none of that, I hear. So porridge and brown sugar, delicious. I can eat that for a day. I've got lentils and rice and maybe tomatoes. I've got honestly no idea what I can make with what I've got. But there's food. And boss has enough, and I'm not going fucking anywhere. I feel better and calmer and happier. Got to go figure out where this quote is. I'll write a new one, but also I got to fucking heat up my coffee. I swear I spend half my day heating up coffees. But yeah, I feel better talking it out. And I just have to hold on to it. I know everything's okay, and maybe I'll just write on my wall somewhere, when you sink into your lower human self, you've got to remember it's all okay. So that's me for now. I'm almost at 30 minutes, 29 minutes and 8 seconds, so bye guys.